Hey, how's it going everyone? In this video, we're going to learn how we can do cross-browser testing as well as parallel testing with Selenium Python. So since we're using the Selenium-based framework, doing cross-browser testing and parallel testing is extremely easy. All we need to do is just pass in the right command when we will be running our test. So let's take a look at how we can run test on Firefox. The first thing I'm going to do is just run the test just the way we do it regularly. So I'm going to do pytest, and here I'm going to try to run the shop test. So I'm going to do shop test. So it's basically this file over here. It's going to try to run this. Now, if I just hit enter, by default, it's going to run on Chrome. And this is how we have been doing it so far. But if I want to run it on Firefox, all I need to do is just pass in -- browser and then just say Firefox. And if I hit enter, it will start running a test in Firefox. So let's take a look at that. So as you can see, it's starting to run a test in Firefox. And this is the Firefox browser that it opened up. Alright, so our test finished running, and as you can see, this successfully passed. So to run our test on Firefox, all we had to do is just pass in this -- browser flag. So similarly, you can do it for other browsers as well. Let's say if you want to run it on IE or Edge, all you need to do is just pass in that, and then it will start running the test. So for example, if I need to run it on Edge, I can just do -- browser and then type in Edge over here. So it's going to run a test on Microsoft Edge. So there you go, it's running a test on Edge now. And once again, our test finished running and it successfully passed. So that's how easy it is to do cross-browser testing with Selenium-based framework. Now, if you want to check how many browsers are available for you to run with Selenium-based, all you have to do is just do -- browser, and if you just hit enter, it's going to give you a list of all the browsers that are supported. Well, all you can do is just maybe make a typo here. Let's say if I do -- browser test, it's going to tell me that these are the ones that are available. So here I have option to choose from all of these browsers. So Chrome, Edge, Firefox, we already looked at them. We have IE, Opera, Phantom.js, Safari, and we can also run it on Android, iPhone, iPad, or any remote browser as well. So depending on wherever you want to run your test, you can just pass in the right flag and it will start running tests for that particular browser. Alright, so the next thing we're going to take a look at is how we can run tests in parallel. So far we have been running a test sequentially, so one after another. But if you want to speed up our execution, we can run tests in parallel, and that is really easy to do with Selenium base. So all I'm going to do is just do pytest. And here I can, instead of running individual file, I will just simply say just do pytest and then pass in my browser. Or I can even keep it Chrome by default. So I will just leave it with Chrome, and I'm going to do -n, and I'm going to do equals. After that, I can pass in how many instances I want to spin up. So let's say if I do 2, it's going to spin up 2 Chrome instances. If I do 3, it's going to spin up 3 Chrome instances. So depending on how fast your machine is, you can decide how many instances you want to spin up. So here I'm going to do spin up 3 instances, and then I'm going to hit enter. So as you can see, it's trying to spin up 3 instances. So we have the first one, second one, and the third one here. Alright, so as you can see, this is the first Chrome browser it opened. I have another one that opened over here, and the third one is over here. So it basically spin up 3 Chrome instances, and it's going to run the test in all 3 of them. So over here, it's running the test on my account. On the another one, it's running the test for shop page. And if I open up the another one, it's running the test for the contact page. So as you can see, for each different browser, it's opening up the test for a different particular file. So I'm just going to wait for this to finish, and then we're going to review our test. Okay, so our test finished running, and we have 4 passing and 3 failed. So the ones that are failed, those ones are expected because on purpose we made some changes so that the test would fail. And this was done for our previous video, which is for the reporting video, and that is fine. But the key thing to remember is we were able to run our test in multiple instances. And due to that, we were able to speed up our test execution time. So let's say if you're running this test in your CI, you just need to make sure that your machine is powerful enough to be able to handle multiple instances that you're trying to run. So you can always try to run with, let's say, 2 or 3 instances and see if all the tests are stable. If everything still works, you can switch it up and move it a little bit to, let's say, 4 or 5, and then play around with that number based on the amount of tests you want to run. Okay, so we have looked at how we can do cross-browser testing by passing in the -- browser flag. We have also looked at how we can do parallel testing by passing in the -n flag. Now let's take a look at how we can run a test in a headless mode. Now once again, that is also really easy to do. So for that, what I'm going to do is just run one of the tests. So let's say our shop test. Now so far we have been running a test, it's spinning up a new browser, right? So it's opening up the browser. But let's say if you want to do it on a headless mode, what we can do is just pass in the headless flag here. So that way it's going to run the Chrome in headless mode. Alright, there you go. So our test successfully passed. It didn't spin up any browser. Instead, it just ran our test in the headless mode. So typically in your CI, this is how you're going to do. If you want to run your test in any browser, you would pass in the browser flag. You can decide how many parallel tests you want to run, and then you can pass in the headless flag. So with that, your test will run comparatively a lot faster, as well as you can decide how many instances you want to run to by passing in that -n flag. So as you can see guys, with Selenium base, all of these things are already pre-baked and you don't really have to do any custom work. So this saves you a lot of time and you can focus on just writing tests instead of figuring out how to configure all of these things. Alright, so that's it for this video guys. If you enjoyed this video, remember to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this, and don't forget to hit that bell icon. Also leave a comment below if you have any questions related to this video or if there's some other topic you'd like me to create content on as well. That's all for now guys. I will see you all in the next one.